Well, many of you have live Christmas trees, but what do you do with those after the holidays? Well, we've invited Sarah Schott with the Ohio Division of Wildlife in to give us some good ideas. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you.
All right, so live Christmas trees, you know, this can be good for nature too, right?
Yeah, we could repurpose those Christmas trees every year if they're live ones. First thing to do is, make sure you got all your ornaments and all your lights off. The wildlife doesn't want anything to do with that. But there's a couple different ideas, and a lot of it involves creating habitat for our wildlife. One of the popular ones that you might see cities and even ODNR or metro parks do is collect their Christmas trees and then sink them in reservoirs or lakes. And if you have a pond in your backyard or you know somebody that has one, you can sink your Christmas tree in their pond, obviously removing everything first. Creates great fish habitat.
And make sure you ask them too.
Yes, make sure you ask. Don't just go
Don't just chuck it in someone else's pond.
Yeah, make sure you have permission to do that first. But it can make great fish structure. Those fish need crevices and things to go into and provide shelter and things like that.
Yeah.
And then if you don't have access to a pond, but maybe you have an extensive yard or a little corner that you let go wild, you can add that Christmas tree to it. Rabbits, squirrels, small rodents, they'll really use that for shelter, especially on days like today when it's very windy and cold. They'll tuck themselves in there. And then come spring, they might even use it to have babies and things like that in.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, can you let it out there and will it just decompose? Or can you maybe even like shred it up and use it as mulch or something?
Yeah, all of those are options. It will slowly, decompose over time. It'll take a while, but that kind of stick pile, brush pile structure is going to give those animals shelter as it starts to decompose. And then, it is part of nature. So when it does, it'll provide nutrients back to the soil and things like that. So there's a lot of great opportunities for that to have second life. The other thing that if you want to get really creative, you can set your Christmas tree up again outside, and instead of putting ornaments and lights on it, you can use pine cones to make the, we've all seen the peanut butter bird seed trick. You can hang those from your tree in your yard and watch the birds kind of shelter in there and get a little snack throughout the day. And that can be a fun thing to do, especially if you have young children.
Yeah, and the birds are still out and about right now. I get them in my backyard all the time. Yeah. And but when it gets really cold out, they're always looking for shelter, so that would be an extra benefit, a bonus for them.
Yeah, when it's windy and cold like this, they're looking for somewhere to get out of the way of the wind, and kind of puff up their feathers and stay warm there. So
yeah, exactly. Now you brought some books with you as well, or some pamphlets, right? So can you tell us about these?
Yeah. So this one here with a fox on it, reminding us that spring is coming at some point. We have our Wild Ohio magazine, and you can sign up for that and learn more about what you can do for your backyard and how it can benefit wildlife in that magazine. It comes out 6 times a year, and it's only $5 subscription. If you're scrambling maybe for a last minute Christmas gift that you promised and haven't delivered yet, that might be a good one. And then it's not too early to start thinking about spring and what we can do for butterflies in our backyards and things like that. Getting ideas of native plants that we can plant. We have our Backyards for Butterflies and our Milkweed and Monarch publications available as well. So give you some ideas of when spring does roll around, some plants that you can add to your native landscaping, and even this time of year too, those plants that we do have in our yard right now, we have insects that are overwintering in those dead stems. They are going into their dormant phase during this cold time of year and overwintering, and then those dead material is really important for them because when it warms up, they'll emerge, they'll come out, and we'll see them, and they'll provide food sources for our birds and all of our other
animals.
Right,
fantastic. Well, real quick, how can somebody get this?
Yeah, at wildohio.gov. They can sign up for our magazine, or they can call us for any of our other publications.
All right, fantastic. Well, Sarah, thanks for coming on today, giving us some great ideas, especially with those Christmas trees. Make sure the tinsel's off.
Yes.
All those ornaments. Yeah, yes. Make sure before you go out and put them in the nature, make sure all that stuff is off. All right. Yes. Well, thanks again for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, don't go away. We're going to look at the weather forecast next.